Hey everyone, my name is Lucy Bycroft and I'm super excited to be joining you today for Nagnata at the Nag Studio. We are going to be doing a full body mat Pilates class. We've got 20 minutes together. We're going to be using a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block at home, you can just substitute that out for a book or anything else you can find similar. Otherwise, you can do the entire class without it as well. We then also have some hand weights, which once again are completely optional. You can also find a substitute around the house, otherwise just move body weight only. Let's get straight into it. So come all the way down onto your mat. We're gonna find a 4-point kneel. So bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, just untuck the toes here. We're gonna inhale to reach the right arm out to the right side, and then exhale to thread the right arm all the way under the left. So inhale to reach, opening up through the right side of your body, and then exhale, thread it all the way under. Let's go for one more big lift. Inhale, and exhale, find that thread. Nice. We're going to find a hold at the bottom. Maybe the left hand reaches forward, or maybe it binds behind your lower back. Just breathe into that hold, cheekbone or temple down to the ground. Nice. Left hand comes back to the mat. Let's take one more lift out to the right side and then lower the right hand down. Inhale to reach the left arm up. Exhale to thread it all the way under. Inhale to reach. Nice. Exhale to thread. Let's go for one more big lift. Big inhale. And exhale, find that hold at the bottom. Maybe the right hand reaches forward, or maybe it binds behind your lower back, cheekbone or temple down to the ground. Nice, just breathe into that stretch. Right hand comes back underneath the right shoulder. Take one more lift out to the left side and then lower both hands all the way down to your mat. From here, you're gonna tuck your toes, send your hips nice and high. Find that downward dog and start to pedal out through your feet here. Feeling that stretch, that lengthening through the backs of your legs. Maybe both of your heels go all the way down to the mat. Maybe just pedaling out, whatever is feeling good for you today. Nice. Let's start to walk the hands all the way back to the feet and find a forward fold at the back of your mat. Soft bend in those knees, head hangs nice and heavy, lengthening through the back of your neck. Maybe shaking the head no, maybe nodding the head yes. Nice. Both hands down to the mat. Let's bend through the left knee, straighten your right leg, reach the right arm all the way out to the right side. Nice. Lower the right hand, bend your right knee, extend your left leg, left arm reaches all the way up. Maybe that eye gaze follows the hand. Let's go one more round. All the way down. Left leg bends, right leg nice and straight. Reach the right arm all the way up. Right hand lowers, right knee bends, left arm extends. Nice. Both hands come down to the mat. Find that forward fold once more. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, let's roll all the way up to standing. One vertebrae at a time, stacking the spine, roll the shoulders back at the top. Nice. You're going to reach the arms all the way up through the center. Right hand grabs left wrist. Exhale, we reach all the way over to the right side. Inhale through the center, left hand, right wrist. Exhale to drive all the way over, open through the right side of your body. Let's go one more each side. Big inhale. Exhale to lean. Nice. Inhale through the center. Exhale to reach. Both hands come nice and long by your sides. Bring your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. We're going to start to warm up the legs and the glutes. So let's come all the way down. Exhale, we're going to lift all the way up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. So we're just warming up through the legs, through the glutes. It's going to get a little bit spicy with that block if you're using the block this morning. So we've got to warm up those legs. Keep the knees nice and wide, really driving up through the heel of your foot. Let's go for 4 here. Maybe you want to start to add a reach of the arms above your head. 3. Last 2. Nice. Last one. Let's add a double pulse at the bottom. Drive all the way up. Inhale, double pulse. Exhale, we lift, really driving through the heel. You should be able to lift your toes off your mat if you've got that weight in the heel of your foot. Let's go 4. And then we're just going to pulse it out. Last 3. Nice. Last 2. Use your breath. Last one. Hold it down. Just that little pulse through your legs for 8. 7. In 6, we're going to find a hold nice and low. 4. 3. Last 2. Last one, find a hold right at the bottom. Reach the left arm all the way back. Left hand reaches, right arm reaches. All the way back through center. Get nice and low through those legs. Let's go for 4. And then we're going to pulse it out. 3. Nice. Last 2. Last one. Both hands reach. Find a little pulse for 8. 7. Last 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lift all the way up. Those legs should be nice and warm now. Mine are already burning, which is a little bit concerning for what is to come. But let's go ahead and grab that block. All right, left foot on the block here. We're going to come into a lunge. So the right leg is going to step all the way back, weights to your shoulders. We're going to lower, lift all the way up, all the way down. Exhale, drive it all the way up. We're switching on through that left side. We're driving through the left heel. Let's go for 4. Nice. Last 3. Last 2, then we're going to start to add a little pulse at the bottom. Last one, let's add a double pulse. Inhale. Exhale, we lift. Maybe you start to add on a little curl through the arms. Add that pulse all the way to the top. Let's go for 4. And then we're just going to pulse it out. Last 3. Whew. Last 2. Nice. Last one, hold everything down just to pulse through your legs for 8. 7, 6, oh my goodness, 5, last 4, 3, 2, 1. We've got one more round. Lift all the way up, lower down, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's just go for 4, and then we're going to add the pulse. 3, last 2, last 1, add the pulse, exhale, drive up. Inhale, lower, double pulse. Exhale, we lift. Just for 4, keep that core on nice and strong. 3. Last 2. Last 1, pulse everything down for 8. 7, 6, 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, can't feel my left leg. All right, we're going to bring both of those heels onto the ball now. The block. It's a block. All right, heels onto your block or your book, whatever you're using at home. Weight stay at your shoulders. We're going to lower down. We're going to lift. So just the heel of your foot is up on that block, toes down on the mat. If this feels a little bit funny, you can always come off the block and just keep both of your feet on your mat. Let's go all the way up and lower. We're here for 4, and then we're going to start to add on. 3. Last 2. Last 1. This time as you lower, find a hold at the bottom. You're going to wrap your knees out to the side, pull it in, exhale to lift. Inhale, lower, wrap the knees out. Center, find that extension all the way up. So you're just pressing the knees out wide. Keep those heels nice and still. Let's just go for 4, and then we're going to hold it down. 3. Use that breath. Last 2. Ooh. Last 1, hold it down, knees come out, knees back through the center. Get as low as you can through that hold. Maybe you can reach the arms all the way up. Let's go 8. Last 7, oh my goodness, I'm shaking. Last 6, 5, get a little bit lower. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1, knees to the center, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, that was a little bit aggressive there, wasn't it? All right, right foot's going to come onto your block now. Let's even out the other side. Left leg comes back. Lower down, straight into that lunge. Let's even out the other side. Drive all the way up. Lower down. So really think about driving that back knee down to the mat, keeping the weight back, core on nice and strong. 4, and then we're going to add that pulse. 3. Last 2. Last 1, let's start to add a double pulse at the bottom. We drive all the way up. Inhale, pulse. Exhale, lift. Just for 4. And then we're going to pulse it through that lunge. 3. Nice. 2. Last 1, hold it down, pulse it out for 8. 7, 6, 5. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift all the way up. You've got one last round on this leg, and we're coming down to the mat. You've got it. Let's go. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Just for 4, we add that pulse in 3. Last 2. Last one. Let's add the double pulse at the bottom. Let's lift all the way up. Fighting for my life out here. Let's go. Drive up. Whoa. Last 4, then we're just going to pulse. 3. Exhale to lift. Last 2. Nice. Last one. Just pulse for 8, 7, 6. Maybe you reach the arms all the way up. 5, 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's bring it down to the mat. Get rid of your weights for now. We're going to keep that block with us. So, block is going to come underneath your left knee. Right leg is going to stay down. Wrists underneath your shoulders. Press up and out of your shoulders. Start to extend the right leg. Pull it all the way in. Exhale to extend. Inhale in. So you're driving it all the way out. Back through center. Whew. Catching your breath after that leg session. Let's pull it all the way in. Exhale to reach. Nice. If you want to, you can always come up on those weights underneath your hand to take a little bit of tension off those wrists. You can always make a fist out of your hands as well. Let's go in and extend for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Nice. Last one. Let's keep the leg nice and long. Find a little pulse at the top. Reach the leg to the back of the room. Let's go. 8, 7, 6. Last 5. In 4, we're going to keep that leg extended. 3, 2, 1. Leg stays nice and long. Start to bend the knee all the way in. Find that extension out. Pull it in and extend just for 4. And then we've got one more pulse. Let's go. 3. Last 2. Nice. Last one. Extend that leg. A little pulse to finish. Let's go. 8. In 7, we're going to come into a push-up. Last 6. 5. Here for 4. 3, 2, 1. Both hands on the mat. Hinge all the way forward. Press it all the way up. So you're into those triceps in that push-up. Wrap the elbows in just for 4. And then we're going to hold it halfway down. Let's go for 3. Nice. 2. Last one, hold halfway down. Find a little pulse through your arms for 8, 7, and we're done with this side. 6. Last 5, 4, oh my goodness. 3, 2, and 1. Lift all the way up, come off that block. Let's switch it straight over to that right leg. So right knee underneath the right hip. Up on those hands, let's start to extend the left leg nice and long. Draw it all the way back in. You just want to bring that knee in line with the right side and then drive it straight back out. Whew, the sweat is real. I'm actually sweating so much. I hope you are as well. Let's go out, in for 4. Nice. In 3, we're going to keep that leg nice and long. Last 2. Last one, leg stays nice and long. Find a little pulse up at the top for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg stays nice and long. Start to bend the knee in. Find that extension. So flex the foot to draw it in. Point the toes to extend. All the way in and out. Try and keep that knee in line with your hip for 4. Nice. Last 3. Last 2. Last one. Keep that leg nice and long. Find a little pulse up for 8, 7, and we're into those push-ups. We're nearly there. 6, 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the leg nice and long. Hinge all the way down. Press all the way up. Lower down. Exhale, press. If you need less, come off that block. You can always bring both knees to the ground. Let's go 4, and then we're going to pulse halfway. 3. Nice. Last 2. Last one. Hold halfway. Find a little pulse for 8, 7, 6. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift all the way up. Take a breath. We're going to get rid of, actually, we're going to keep that block. We're going to lie all the way down on our back. So when you're ready, making your way down to your mat. And then bring both of your legs up to tabletop. So knees above your hips. Block is going to be in your hands. As you exhale, you're going to lift all the way up. Reach that block to tap your knees. Lower all the way down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower all the way down. Using that breath, use that exhale to lift nice and high, and then inhale to lower. Let's just go for 4, and then we're going to start to add a little pulse. Last 3. Last 2, we're nearly there. Last 1, let's add a pulse at the top, and then lower all the way down. So exhale, lift, and pulse. Inhale to lower. Nice. Drive it up nice and high through those shoulders for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Nice. Last 1, lift as high as you can. Little pulse for 8, 7, 6. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's start to bring that block to your shins and then lower all the way down. Exhale, we're going to lift. Grab your block, bring it above your head. Lift up, lower down. Exhale, reach all the way overhead. Nice and high for 4. In 3, we're going to start to add on. Nice. Last 2. Last 1, keep the block in your hands. You're going to start to, actually on your legs, start to extend the legs out, pull it in, then the block comes above your head. Lift, block to your shins, find that extension all the way out. Daisy's here. We have a special guest. Really, Daisy, we're nearly there. This is Daisy, everyone. She's like, go out there, over there, we're nearly done. Daisy, pull it all the way in, all the way out. It's a BTS that you didn't know you needed to see. All the way out. Add that double leg extension if you can. Let's go. Almost there. If you need less, you can keep your block in your hand and just extend one leg. You've got 4. Nice. Last 3. Let's go. You're nearly there. Last 2. Last 1. Let's keep the block in your hands. Find a hold. So you can extend one leg, you can extend both legs, find a hold. 8, 7, draw everything down, rib cage in. 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. You've got one more little burn. This is it. This is the end. Last bit of work. Feet come down to the mat. Exhale, we're going to curl and lift. Inhale, we're going to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Just for 4. And then we're going to find a pulse. Let's go for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Find a pulse right at the top. Maybe you start to reach the arms forward. Let's go 8, 7, 6. In 5, we're just holding. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift and hold for 8, 7. Maybe the legs come to tabletop. 6, 5, 4. Then you got one pulse. You are done. 3, 2, 1, pulse to finish. This is it for 8, 7, 6, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down, hug your knees into your chest. Take a little rock side to side. Take a breath. We're going to roll all the way up to seated, just to take a little stretch. So when you're ready in your seated position, legs are crossed. Let's bring the left hand all the way down to the mat and reach the right arm all the way across. Nice. Through the center, right hand comes down, left arm reaches all the way over. Let's go one more each side. Lower down, reach. Nice. And over to the left. Both hands come down to the mat. You're going to interlace your hands behind your head. Bend through the elbows. Take a big breath in as you open through the chest. As you exhale, you're going to round through the spine. Inhale to lift. Exhale all the way in. Let's go for one more big inhale. And then this time, as you exhale, you're going to curl all the way over and start to roll all the way down to the mat. And then bring that right knee into your chest. Left leg goes nice and long. Let's start to open the right knee to the right side. Find a little circle. Take a big inhale here, and as you exhale, right knee crosses all the way over to the left. Find your spinal twist. Just starting to slow your breath, slow your heart rate. Anchoring through that right shoulder. Drawing the knee down to the ground. Taking a big breath in. And as you exhale, bring it back through the center. Both knees come all the way in. Take a little rock side to side. Right leg extends, left knee stays in. Let's start to circle the left knee out to the left side. Find that space within the left hip. Big breath in, and as you exhale, find your spinal twist. Left knee over to the right. Closing down those eyes if you haven't already. And then when you're ready, pull it through the center. Both legs go nice and long. Arms heavy by your side. Finishing off with your breath. Taking a big breath in here. And big breath out through your mouth. Reach the arms above your head. Take another deep inhale. Feeling everything expand. And big exhale, let it go. Final round of breath here. Biggest inhale all the way to your belly. And biggest exhale out your mouth. Hugging your knees into your chest, slowly cracking open your eyes. Making your way all the way up. Taking any further stretches that you need. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today on the mat with Nagnata for the Nag Studio. And I will see you very soon. Bye.